We're here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger War Eagle. We're capping off a very exciting first day of the early signing period for the Auburn Tigers that saw the Tigers sign a great deal of recruits. We got a recruiting guru and also founder of All About Auburn Facebook page, Devin Dawson. How you doing tonight, Devin?
Man, I'm doing great. How about yourself, Vernon?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, Devin. Now, let me ask you something real quick. We're going to jump right into it. What was one of your biggest takeaways to begin with? Like, what were some of your biggest surprises from this actual signing day for the Tigers?
Yeah, man. See, there's quite a few. One, Tank Bigsby. I thought he was Auburn. I thought he'd wait till February. No, he went ahead and signed. He stuck with his word. We got Romello Heights, flip from Miami. I've never even heard of this dude. But after he's 6'5", 215-pound buck linebacker. After watching his highlights, I mean, this kid's good. You got J.J. Pegas. I don't know how you say his last name. 6'2", 280-pound tight end. I mean, this dude is the most versatile in the entire class. And if you watch his film, you'll understand. He can run the ball. He can play H-back. He can play tight end. Hell, you could put him on defense if you wanted to. And then you got Desmond Tisdale, who was once an Auburn commit, came back and signed in the early signing period. I mean, man, we got loaded. I don't think people understand the magnitude of 24 commits, 22 signed. I mean, that is unreal.
It's definitely unreal when you think about Auburn in past times, that anxiety leading up to signing day. You don't know who's going to flip, especially when you have a guy like Tank Bigsby, who earned his fifth star because of such a stellar season at Callaway High School out of Hogansville, Georgia, right there. Really, even though Hogansville is in Georgia, much more convenient for his family to travel to Auburn than trying to go to Athens or because it's a straight shot from where he lives. Definitely a huge gain for the Auburn Tigers. One thing that I was definitely impressed with was Auburn's ability to cash in on some pretty good guys in the secondary. You talk about Marcus Domio out of Texas. Just some great signees for the Tigers, a very versatile class.
Also, Eric Reed's son. Yes, legendary defensive back Eric Reed. Eric Reed Jr.'s son signed with Auburn today. And that this kid is good.
Right. And that's something that the Auburn definitely needed to have, because I was thinking about it in past times when you had back in 2018, all of us heard the news that said Noah Igbenogany is going to make the transition from wide receiver to defensive back, and especially playing the field cornerback. That means you're covering most of the field. And to have a guy that has transitioned from wide receiver to defensive back, that says a lot about our lack of recruiting in that particular area. And it seemed like Auburn gained some nice ground here in this recruiting class and trying to making sure that the guys that we recruit have been recruited to play that particular position. I think about Tank Bigsby as well. I like, Boobie Whitlow, but I like guys who have been groomed and have been seasoned to play the running back position. Now, let me ask you this. Now, Auburn has had a really good track record over the last few years of recruiting defensive linemen. Derek Brown was the number 2 recruit all time for Auburn. How do you feel about how Auburn has been able to continue that trend in this particular recruiting class?
Man, I think they've done great, honestly. Daniel Foster Allen was, kind of a low-end 3-star. But after watching this film and seeing what he's capable of, I mean, this guy has a lot of potential. And then you throw in guys like Zeke Walker. That dude is an animal. I mean, watch this. I just got to watch some of these guys' highlights. You got Romello Height. He's more that buck, position, but 6'5", 215. Very similar to Big Cat. Came in a little small. They're going to throw some weight on him. Very quick. I mean, we done a hell of a job, man. I mean, you got Cam Riley at linebacker, Desmond Tisdale at linebacker, Ladarius Tennyson at safety, Marco Domino, he can come in and play immediately. Wesley Steiner, elite linebacker, he won state, if I'm not mistaken, in track. Man, I mean, we got it on defense. We got it on offense. I mean, you got
Now let me
Dylan's.
ask you this: what were some of your biggest outside of Tank Bigsby? Obviously, the top recruit of the Auburn recruiting class this year. Definitely need to continue to stack up with stereotypical linebackers. Running backs, especially guys that fit into Gus Malzahn's system. Those guys that like to attack the line of scrimmage, kind of like Trey Mason and Michael Dyer, guys like
Right.
those. But how do you feel? This is something that I was excited about. How do you feel about the height recruitment of, as far as like stature wise, of the wide receivers? What does
Oh,
that say about
absolutely.
what Gus
Yeah,
Malzahn is trying to do?
absolutely. He said it in his press conference earlier. Off the top of my head, if I can remember, Xavion Capers, he's 6'3.5", 6'4". I mean, he's a big dude. J.J. Evans, 6'1", 6'2". You know, you got Kobe Hudson, 6'1", 6'2". Elijah Canyon, 6'2", 6". I mean, we got some tall ass receivers. They're long,
Right.
they're athletic, they're natural. You know, we got some studs. And
Now, there's
Xavion
another guy
Capers,
in this particular recruiting class that kind of goes to what Gus Malzahn likes to do in having those, small guys, kind of like your Eli Stoves. And back in the day, he had Ontario McCaleb. I'm thinking about a particular recruit in this particular class.
Ladarius
Um,
Tennyson.
you know, Matter of fact, let me find him. He's 5'9",
Yeah, Ladarius
but I
Tennyson.
can't think of his name right offhand.
His name's
But I'm going to
Ladarius
find him.
Tennyson.
Hang on. Of course, we got Kobe Hudson, who had a stellar season
Can you hear me,
with Troup
Vernon?
County High School. But, what is it that Gus Malzahn plans to do with some of these uh, smaller type receivers that he likes to
Yeah,
run the jet sweeps with, that he likes to run those bubbles screens with? The guy that I
right,
have in
right.
mind is Ladarius Tennyson out of Rockledge High School in
Yeah,
Rockledge, Florida. 5'9",
5'9",
193
190.
pounds, a high-end four-star recruit. Well, how do you think he fits
Yeah,
into this puzzle as to what Gus Malzahn is trying to do
see
schematically?
the story behind him. Uh, Still wanted him on defense. Gus wanted him on offense. This guy can play both sides of the ball. Yeah, and he's great with the ball in his hand. I really don't see him playing defense, honestly. I think he's one of those scat back,
Right.
end around, one of those type of players. But I mean, he's a natural with the ball in his hand. But it threw me off guard that they wanted him on both sides of the ball.
Right. And
Yeah,
I think they'll test the waters. Oh, I'm
he's
sorry.
listed as a safety, believe
No,
it or
he's
not.
definitely not going to play safety in the
Yeah, but
SEC. We kind of got to get away from the.
I know.
As
Yeah,
much
but
as I
he's
like Javaris Davis, the height of, even though he was right there, it was always in certain cases in those one-on-one balls.
right,
You saw it again in the Oregon game. You saw it against Alabama, and that he's right there. But those one-on-one balls, he's usually not going to win, mainly because his height. So
right.
I
Yeah,
think
but
I think
they have
defensively they're trying to get away from those, short defensive backs, because nowadays the game is changing to where you have to have secondary members who can compete for those one-on-one
exactly.
balls.
But yeah, he is listed as a safety. Obviously, I don't think he'll play safety. And then you got Chris Tompkins Jr. My bad, Chris Thompson Jr., who's a safety. Him or Eric Reed Jr. will be the safety. They're gonna have to do something with Tennyson. Maybe something tricky. Shit Gus likes to do. He's definitely not gonna play safety at Auburn, and not at 5'9".
And last but not least, as we talk about this recruiting class, which I think was an epic gain for the Auburn Tigers to actually have the majority. It's very rare, especially at Auburn, that you have the majority of your hard commits actually signed during the early signing period. One thing that does do for you, it allows the coaches to really, really sit back and start to analyze and start to prioritize the roster, make decisions on, hey, who do you think will be more than likely to redshirt? Who do you think will be a breakout player? From the outside looking in, Owen Papo, obviously a breakout player from the 2019 class. Bo Nix, for obvious reasons. Who do you think out of this recruiting class? I'm not going to give you an easy one because Tank Bigsby is an easy one. But who do you think out of this recruiting class will be a breakout from the start?
A breakout from the start. I'm gonna say JJ Pegas because of his versatility. I don't think Gus is gonna be able to handle his excitement to use him. I say him, maybe Xavier Capers with his length,
Right,
and then Killian Zerier is gonna start off the bat, no
right.
doubt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Once again, guys, we got Devin Dawson, the founder of All About Auburn, recruiting guru, giving his take on this 2020 recruiting class. Hey, guys, we're really excited about what's going on here. Make sure you subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports Auburn. And as always, guys, it is great. Definitely great, especially after today. Great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.